Hi guys, it's Jessica from Craftin and Stampin.blogspot.com, and I am showing off another file that I created for you today. This is another, this is awesome, this file, I think. I'm going to toot my own horn here. For the mom who is on the go and is always doing things last minute like me, when it comes to holidays, specifically Christmas, and something big in a little kiddo's life like losing a tooth. So I created a file based off of an idea that I had for my most recent craft show, and today I'm going to show you the file. So what you'll do is this file is going to be called Mom's Special Folder, and you don't necessarily need the stamps that I'm going to use today, but I'm sorry, I have to back them. I may be a Stampin' Up! Rep, but I love Jaded Blossom stamps. They're perfect for this particular project, and the two stamp sets that I'm actually going to be using with this is the Santa Mail and the Tooth Notes. So I wanted to show you first the file and what you're going to get. You're going to get 4 teeth that'll be cut that you can use on your Silhouette Cameo or your Silhouette Portrait or whatever, anything that you can use your Silhouette Designer Edition with. You're going to get 4 fancy labels. Don't laugh. This was my first attempt at making them. I think they turned out pretty good. And you are going to get the outside decorations for the folder, and you're also going to get the cut file for the folder with all the score marks already in it. So let's go ahead first and let's get the folder together. I'm going to show you what you're going to do with it and how you're going to get it to stay. So let's get this stuff moved out of the way for now. Okay, so what you're going to do is first you're going to fold up on all your score lines, and I don't know where my boom folder went to, but it's okay. So on the dotted lines, you're going to fold up to make yourself a little pouch. Once you fold up, then you're going to fold over, and that will give you your folder. Simple, very easy, saving you from trying to figure out the whatever it may be for the measurements to make it yourself. You know, it's very easy, and that's the purpose of this, of me doing these SVG files, just to make it easier for, you know, my friends out there. So you are only going to apply tape to the far right hand side, far left hand side, not up along the bottom, because we need to have a pouch. So once we get it, we're going to fold up, make sure everything's all lined up, go on over, come on back over here, and fold it tight, back on over. You fold it in, there you have a folder. Now, like I said, you're also going to get the cuts for the outside of the folder to put on. This paper is actually one of the new paper packs that I got last night from Michael's. It's the Sugar Plum paper pack. Super cute, lots of fun colors, and I was trying to keep this to where it wasn't necessarily all Christmas oriented, because we do have the Tooth Fairy that we're dealing with, and we also have Santa. So I made one that looks like it's hearts out of candy canes and flowers out of candy canes. So it kind of goes either ways. Hearts and flowers I could see for the Tooth Fairy, and then candy coins, of course, for Christmas. So this one actually wound up being perfect for me. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get it on. I don't know if you hear my music playing in the background, but I just love the song. Let's see. I have to craft with music. I'm sure other people are like that as well. I think I had someone comment before on one of my other videos, "Oh my God, you have music playing in the background. I can't craft without music." Whoever that was, I completely agree. And don't mind if you hear a loud noise in the background. It's football day here in my home. So my brother-in-law and my husband are both watching and going nuts. Unfortunately, the poor Philadelphia Eagles are horrible this year, so that's what I'm dealing with. Okay. Alright, so we have our folder, we have our decorative paper on, so we're starting to look like it. Now for me, I'm going to add a little something extra. Unfortunately, I obviously can't put this in a cut file, but for this piece is included in it. What I'm going to actually do is I'm going to take my crocodile and some eyelets and some twine, and I am actually going to make an enclosure for this. I want it to be able to tie closed, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to kind of make a mark where it's my halfway point, which I already know. Let's see. I'm only going to go in as far as I can. I'm going to go over 1 1/4 inches. So if you wanted to do this as well, halfway on this will be 1 1/4 inches. I'm just going to make a little mark. And that way I know that that is the halfway point for my little folder to put my eyelet. And I'm going to just set this, my crocodile, to go as far up as it can, which it's already up there, and I'll just tighten it, and then I can just go up as far as I can go. Oops, maybe I'm going to take it down just a little bit less. Super close, I don't want it that close. There we go. My crocodile sticks. I don't know about anybody else's, it gets kind of annoying. Okay. And I'm just going to use some silver eyelets. Oops, I only need 2. And I'm just going to pop them in. I squeezed a little too hard, but that's okay. I have such little fingers. They're fat and little. They're like sausage links. And it's so hard for me to grab onto these things. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, now that I'm done with this, let's get it out of the way. I'm going to take my glue, my ATG, and I'm going to go from one eyelet to the next eyelet. Okay, then I'm going to take the color that I want, my twine, and I'm going to take a little extra out for the front. Now, just be careful how you do this, okay? You kind of want to go around the paper. Don't let it touch because it's going to stick, okay? And what I did was I pulled up about, what's that, about 3 inches, and I left that out to hang. And then I took my twine and ran it right along where the ATG was, so that way it stays in place. And then I'm going to come over and cut off about 3 inches from here. Crappy scissors. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to put the other loop through, or the other end through with my twine. And that way I have some enclosures. Now you'll come back and get your ATG again, now that you've done this part, and just go along one end, or your adhesive, it doesn't have to be ATG clearly. Okay. Now, the way I put this on was I actually flattened out my folder, and when I'm able to see that this is 6 inches high, and I just lined it up right from my 1 3/4 to 4 1/4, because then I know that I have the exact amount, 1 3/4 left above and below. Okay, for my folder, so that way it's even. And I have just a little bit of an overhang because I was off a little bit on my opposite side. So I'm just going to cut that little bit off. There we go. So, if you come back here, you can fold your little folder, and now our folder is ready to go. The folder itself is all put together, so now it's time to do our teeth and our Santa letter. Now, you can easily go on and find a, maybe like a little saying that you like and do a print and cut feature on your Cameo, but like I said, I wanted to do my little teeth with my stamps from Jaded Blossom. So I'm going to do my tooth first, and I am going to get out my tooth notes. And I'm going to get, where is my big stamp block? Is that downstairs? That is. Okay. I'm hogging out my whole entire house for crafts today. Some stuff downstairs, some stuff upstairs. So, the tooth already comes ready to fit the size of the stamp. So if you do happen to have it, you're right in luck. There's no guessing. You're just going to stick it right in the middle. And the color that I'm going to use for this is actually from Stampin' Up. It's Riding Hood Red. Just because I think it matches all the colors that I put in here perfectly. If you'd like to purchase that, you can go right to my Stampin' Up website. The link will be on my blog, along with my SVG file. And you're going to ink it up good. Oops. Get it centered. And push down on it good. And there we go. We have a tooth receipt. And like I said, there's 4. I'm actually going to just do 2. 2 of each in my folder, and then I'm going to save the other 2. My idea is to use it as a refill. And that way, if you're selling it at a craft show, you have enough. Okay, so we have our tooth receipts done. Well, at least the front. I'm going to go a little bit further, and I'm actually going to take some embossing powder and emboss the back of it. Where is it? I want to do a note from the Tooth Fairy, and I want to do thanks for the tooth. I'm going to take my embossing tray here. I already have all the stuff picked out that I know I want to use. Let's see. I'm going to use my Melon Mambo embossing powder for the top, just because to me the Tooth Fairy seems, I don't know, I feel like girly. Not saying she's not, but I just think it is a girl Tooth Fairy. That's my own opinion. So let's see. When you are embossing, you always want to make sure you use an embossing buddy or something that can remove static. I have, once again, the embossing buddy on my Stampin' Up website. If you want to go on, I'll have the link for that as well. And then let's move my other colors out that I'm going to use. Alrighty. Now you're going to take your Versamark ink, which is a very slow drying watermark ink, and you're going to ink your stamp up good. And I'm going to put this right at the top to kind of make it look like a letterhead, to make it look official. And I have that stamped. Then I'm going to take my Melon Mambo embossing powder and run it right over it. I'm going to get off the extra. And then I'm going to take my heat tool and I'm going to heat it up. So don't mind the loudness for a second. Done. I'm actually going to do this as if it's an assembly line because this is the way I've been making them. Oh, I ripped that a little bit. It's okay. Okay, once again, it's going to be a little loud. So we have that. Now we're done with our Melon Mambo. So let's get this out of the way. Now, I'm actually going to take my silver and I'm going to clean my stamps in a minute. I'm going to take my Thanks for the Tooth stamp. I can't wait for the next one. And I'm going to do that one along the middle. Just going to make sure I used my embossing buddy really, very well. I'm going to do that in silver too. I can get this out. I don't know why I stuck that out. Okay. And I'm going to put that right in the middle. Take both of them this time. Like I said, it works better if you're doing it like an assembly line. That's why I put 4 to the file. To make it nice and easy for you to have it all ready to go. Okay, so now let's take our silver embossing powder and we're going to run it over our tooth. There we go. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could ink up the edges of your tooth. I did it on one that I made the other day, and it looks super cute. I'm not sure that that's what I wanted to do for today. Okay, loud again. Next one, loud again. Had one try to blow away on me. Okay, so our little tooth receipts from our cut file are done. Now let's do our Santa notes. Sorry, this seems like a really long video, but I'll show you the whole thing. I want you to see how to put it together, how I decorate it, what exactly you can do with it. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to put away my silver embossing powder and my Melon Mambo because I no longer need those two colors. For Santa, I'm going to be using, let's get our real red out of the way, or our Riding Hood red rather. Let's put that over here, and let's get the lid on this for a second. Gotta clean my stamps off. We can do that in a sec. Okay, so come on back to your folder now, and let's stick our tooth receipts in. They should fit perfectly right inside. Yep, more than enough room. Okay, so now let's take our red pretty labels that we made, label die cut. Oh, no, that's the way I would describe them. And I'm actually, I gotta set because I only have my one big stamp holder here. You just clean these off. And that way we can get these away. I don't like to keep my stamps out because if I do, I'm afraid I'll lose them. And I don't want to do that. Ready to go back. We can get rid of all our tooth note stuff because we are done with that. I mean, tell me these stamps aren't perfect for this. I actually made this file with this, oh, I just did that backwards, with this stamp set in mind. You can tell how much I've used the stamps to cut or anything. Okay, so we can put that to the side. Now, we're going to take the Santa Mouse stamp set, and then there's the From the Sleigh of Santa Claus stamp. And then we're going to use there's an actual Santa Claus signature. We're going to use both of them, both of those stamps. And get this one lined up right this time. I didn't line the other one up right. So I'm going to judge. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to use chocolate chip ink on my red paper here, just because I feel like it shows up much better. I'm going to get it inked up real good. Best way to do this is you can flip it over, use your ink pad just like this, and then you're going to flip it back upside down and come on back over to your little note here, line it up, and put your stamp right in the middle. And then we have our From the Sleigh of Santa Claus. And it looks super cute. And wait till you see what we do with the embossing. You're going to love it. Make sure it's inked up real good again. Once again, I'm only going to do 2. Just because that's all I need for right now in my little folder. If you're making it for yourself, of course, you might want to do all 4. Okay, so we have both of them done. Oh, and I forgot we're going to use another stamp from that, but right now I can wait. Okay, let's just give this a second to kind of dry off again. We have to come on back to our embossing items. And where's my embossing buddy? I'm going to just emboss right over, or take my, my embossing buddy. I'm going to run the little ball thing, whatever this is, right where it says signed on the stamp. Okay. Then I'm going to take that Santa Claus stamp and put it in my Versamark ink. Okay, get it all inked up real good. I'm going to line this stamp up under where it says signed and stamp it on. I'm going to do both of them. Okay. Now, I'm going to cover up my Versamark ink pad. I'm going to come on over, and I'm using the gold Stampin' Emboss powder. And I'm going to run it right over Santa Claus. Shake off the excess. Just do it on both of them. Once again, it's a lot quicker if you just, like I said, do an assembly line. Okay. Just move that over. Let's come on back and grab our heat tool again. And it's going to get loud for a sec. So we have Santa Claus's signature on both of them. Very cool. And I decided that I wanted to do something else, but I'm not going to do that now. So let's see. Yep, no, you know what, that's okay. Alright, so now you can put all your embossing items away. Get everything all cleaned up. Make sure you clean off your stamps really good from the embossing powder. And we're going to put our Santa letters right on into our folder. And then I'm going to show you one other thing I did in case I was running a little crazy with my time. I don't like doing that. As you're watching this video, I hope you're thinking of somebody who would love this and who you might want to be making 100 of them for. And I hope that you purchase my file. I hope it's something that you like. So let's get our little labels inside here. Okay, we have our tooth receipts. Now, I did go earlier before I got the video on, and I did stamp out a note from the Tooth Fairy and a note from Santa to go on the front of my little folder here. And I'm just going to show you how they're going to look. I just stuck them on like this. And okay, so that's what we look like there. Now that we have everything in there, if you like, you could stamp something inside here. For a few of them, I did put a big tooth actually right here, and I put the Santa checklist or from the North Pole there. You can definitely add to it. Depends on what, you know, if you have the stamp set or not. But just for these purposes of the SVG file, I wanted to show you just how I decorated it, how I used it, what I did. So this is what our little folder looks like, and if you wanted to, you can go in and just trim up your twine here a little bit. I will do it with sharper scissors. We're all set. So here's your mom folder. All done. Everything's all ready for you. The file is on my website. It's going to be live. It's 99¢. You'll get everything that I showed you. It's all pre-scored and ready to go. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for being a follower of mine. Over the last week, I must have doubled my followers, and it's super exciting. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Please don't forget, check out my blog, www.craftinandstampin.blogspot.com. Everything is going to be live right now. I'll put my blog name once again in the description. That way you can go on and purchase the SVG file. Thanks so much, and I hope to catch you crafting and stamping. Bye.